Hello, this is Gemini IT, your local Tonic point-of-sale systems dealer. In this video, we're going to go over the front of the house training for the Tonic handheld. This handheld is a self-contained device that not only has a screen for entering orders, but also has your payment terminal. Here we have the slot to insert chip credit cards. There is a swipe here, and you can also tap on the back of the unit. It also has a built-in printer for printing guest checks, for printing credit card authorization slips. And to access the paper for the printer, you're going to flip up right here, and you're going to flip up hard. You're just going to barely pop this loose. See that? And then this opens up to where you can access the paper well. You want to make sure that the outside part of the paper roll comes off like this, because the back side here is what it prints onto. If you turn this over and try to print that way, you'll get blank paper. So that's a key thing there. And then all you have to do is just press this to close it. So that's something to be mindful of. You have a power button here. This is on and off. So if I hold it down, I'll get a restart and a power off. I'm just going to hit restart for grins. The yellow button here really doesn't do anything for most restaurants. It highlights a barcode scanner, and it doesn't serve restaurants in any particular way. So this is a unit made by a company called Deja Vu. They're one of the leading encrypted payment terminals that's out there, and this is the device that Tonic uses to provide handhelds to servers in table service and quick service environments. So you can see about how long it takes to start up. This runs off of the Wi-Fi network. You can see here the Wi-Fi indicator. If that Wi-Fi indicator is not on, this unit will not connect, and you will see down here at the bottom, this is handheld number 5. It will show a circle with a line through it that it's not connected. So keep that in mind as you're thinking this through. It is important that these handhelds remain turned on and remain charged up. The charging port is on this side of the unit here. It's a USB-C charger that we provide. So it's very important that these units are on and connected for proper operation of the entire point-of-sale system. If for some reason that it is not connected to Wi-Fi, you can swipe down here at the top and see this green Wi-Fi connector here. You can touch that. That turns the Wi-Fi off. So this unit is not connected and will not operate, and the system will flag that this terminal is offline. So anytime your Wi-Fi goes off, that's what you're going to want to do to restore Wi-Fi connectivity. It will show the percentage of battery life here as well. And you can just touch somewhere in the middle here to make that go away. So we're not going to rehash the typical front of the house server training through this, but I do want to just note some nuances regarding handhelds. I really like these handhelds. They fit in a server's apron really well. They are not slam proof, and I don't want to even say that they are drop proof. It depends on what angle they hit the floor at and what kind of floor they hit as to whether or not they will work. So treat these devices as you would your most expensive cell phone that you paid for, and keep that in mind. So we're going to log in with our server ID. Again, if you make a mistake, you can correct that by hitting the double back arrow and re-log in. And one of the things I do want to point out, you cannot clock in and out on these handhelds. You have to clock in and out on a traditional point-of-sale terminal. So if you haven't clocked in, you won't be able to log into a handheld. But now you get the same screen look and feel. And it's one of the things that we really drove home with our handhelds. Not only do we have a handheld that works because it has good Wi-Fi signal, it has a built-in printer So you can print out a guest check, you can print out a credit card authorization slip right there at the table. Now, some servers like to print their guest checks out on the wider printer of a traditional point of sale terminal, and that's fine. I think that's good practice. But with this handheld, you can take a payment and print the credit card authorization slip for the guest to leave a tip on right there at the table. I don't suggest that you use this device for a guest to enter their tips onto. To me, that's, for lack of a better way to describe it, that's like a vulture just hovering over someone, waiting for them to give them a tip. And that's not the kind of environment. We want to use these handhelds to allow you, the server, to get orders to the kitchen faster, in a more orderly fashion, to allow you to serve more guests in a shorter period of time, to communicate to the guests that their credit card is secure because it never leaves their site, and to allow that guest that once they're ready to pay, you take their payment, you print their credit card authorization slip right there at the table, so they're good to go, and you can go on do the rest of your job. So these handhelds will enable servers to serve more tables, to improve the guest experience, to make the kitchen's life easier. And let's face it, if you serve an extra table during your shift, that's extra tip money. So here we go. So we can see the table layout here. We have the rooms up here for this particular concept that we've done. Dining room, we'll hit table 11, whatever it is. I get prompted for the number of seats, just like I did on the other system. Other point of sale screen for the larger terminal. You notice my menu keys here, and I'm sorry for the blurred images here as this camera tries to focus as best as it can on this, but it's the same layout, same menu before. So if I want to ring up a drink for table 1, I'll hit Coke, and let's say seat number 2 wants to do water. I put that down here at the bottom. And you'll get notification down here at the bottom of things added. If you want to look at the guest check, you can just swipe, and it will show you the guest check over there. So lots of screen real estate here that you don't have to squint. I like these buttons. They're bigger than the general texting buttons on any cell phone. So if you text on a cell phone, you ought to be able to navigate the screen really well. We'll go ahead and do an entree here. So we'll do the steaks and chops again. We'll pick the bone-in ribeye. We'll have it medium rare. We'll add 4 ounces to it. Let's just really dress it up. Add 1/3 of a rack of ribs. Let's do blackened seasoning. And then, yes, we'll do the salad bar. And I'll have the steamed broccoli. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Hit fried okra. I want the steamed broccoli. So I highlight, hit fried okra, and I come back over here. And I can pick whatever sides that I want. So there's my side, add on sides, and I'll pick, I don't know, there's my steamed broccoli that I wanted there. So yay. So that's how I can navigate the screen really well here. To get back to my menu, remember, just hit the menu button, and I'll go off to the liquor menu, and let's say I'm going to have a Jim Beam and Coke, but if I don't know that Jim Beam is a whiskey, I mean I do, but I can navigate this using my right arrow to get over to the Jim Beams, and whatever version it is, you're going to know that. But if you would like a little more descriptive nature of that, remember that hamburger icon that would come in here, and I hit search names, and I'm going to type Jim. I can spell Jim right. Hit enter. Now there's Jim Beam Black, Orange, Prohibition, and Jim Beam White Label. I pick which one it is, and I want to have it on the rocks, and I want Coke, and let's make it a double. So I apply my modifiers. Now notice it gets rung up properly. From here, everything else that we've seen previously applies. I'll hit send to send this off to the appropriate prep station. So if I hit send, it goes off, and I'll get an error message that it didn't print properly here. in a bit, but I'm going to reopen the check. I can split the check the same way. And again, some servers are really good at splitting checks on these handhelds. So I'm going to go ahead and do split. Notice I get my 2 checks, just like I did before. And if I hit split by seat, which would make a whole lot of sense in this case, let me go hit cancel on this to get out of that. If I hit split by seat, print by seat, I'm sorry, it would print separate checks based on the seat numbers that I entered in. But if I want to split it up differently, I can do that by hitting split. I'll move the water and the Jim Beam and the bone-in ribeye over to the second guest check, and now I can hit print all, and that would print 2 separate guest checks for me. There's the 1 guest check. There's the second guest check. So I get that pause. Sorry about that. I get that pause. I can tear that. There's no knife blade cutter on these. They did that for a reliability standpoint. But there's a guest check if I wanted to print it on my handheld. Now I can print those guest checks off at the traditional terminal if I want. And it would print on 3-inch wide paper instead of 2 1/4-inch wide paper. But that's your choice as to what you want to do. The print is definitely readable. The tip suggestion is there for 22 and 20% suggested tips. You can certainly do that if you want. But certainly for payments, when I'm ready to take the payment on this device, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do something that I can do with my test management code here. I'm going to change the price of this to 2 cents because I'm allowed to do so with this ID, and that'll obviously go away. But I just want to show you how easy it is to take payments on this device. So if I've got someone's card and I'm going to hit pay, it defaults to credit. I'm going to take the 2 cent payment. I'm going to hit process, and it's going to prompt me for the payment. So I can insert the card here with my chip card reader, or just tap. It's that quick. It's that easy. Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, whatever it is, we're done. We're going to print the credit card authorization slip. I'm going to get a tip line for the guests to write their tip on, and they can leave this at the table for me. Now I have the merchant copy and I have the customer copy as well. Again, you get a pause at the end of this. You can learn to time that to tear that appropriately, or you can just take it and tear it in half yourself manually. Either way, and it works out really, really, really well when the time comes. You can enter in your tips on this device, and since we did do one, let's go ahead and come in here, and I will log out. Sorry. Bug that to orders, hit tips. I typically leave this, as we mentioned in the other video, unadjusted only. So I'm going to go user. There's my test server. They only have the 1. So there's the check number. Again, I can look this up by order number, by approval number, by whatever it is. And again, I'll help my phone get adjusted here. But then I can key in my tip and hit enter and hit update. And that's how you update a tip. And I'm done with that. So I can continue to go on through and be done entering my tips. So I can log out when it comes time. Comes time to cash out. I'm going to do this from a main terminal, obviously, but I'll go back to orders here and go to batch and go to user cash outs to cash everything out. So that's just a general review of the handhelds and the nuances there. There's not a lot of difference, but just a few. I want to show you how powerful this device is for your restaurant, and whether you're table service or quick service, and you can put this guy to work for you. Thank you. Have a great day.